Hello everyone, I am Renowned Zero, and today we're going to be talking about Brie Larson refusing to comment on a Johnny Depp film opening at the Cannes Film Festival after she previously claimed to use acting as a form of activism and was on Time's Up Global Leadership Board. Actress Brie Larson, who plays Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which it's a terrible film, and Tess in the upcoming Fast 10 film, recently refused to answer a question about Johnny Depp and his film Jean du Barry opening the Cannes Film Festival. Larson was asked by a member of the press, "You've been sort of outspoken and very vocal advocate for Time's Up and Me Too. I'm curious how you feel about Johnny Depp's film opening the festival, and do you plan to see it?" Which, they were all scams, of course. They used them as a way to get money for victims that never went to victims. Brie Larson was surprised to be asked about Johnny Depp's opening film. "You're asking me that? I'm sorry, I don't understand the correlation on or why me specifically." That's what she replied with. The member of the media explained, "You were on the Celebrity Advisory Council for Time's Up. I think the Johnny Depp case has been well played out in America and in international media. There's been some controversy about that film being chosen to open Cannes, so I'm just curious if you will see it and how you feel about its selection here. I think Johnny Depp should be allowed to have a film out there. He was proven not guilty, and it was found out that AH was the bad one." She answered, quote, "You'll see, I guess, if I see it, and I don't know how I'll feel about it if I do." Larson's is drastically different from just a few years ago when she infamously accepted a Crystal Award in 2018 and declared, quote, "I don't need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him and about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him." And the movie flopped. "I want to know what that film meant to women of color. It meant nothing. Nobody watched it. To biracial women, they didn't watch it. To teen women of color, they didn't watch it. To teens that are biracial, they didn't watch it. And for a third time, I don't hate white dudes." Yes, you do. She said, "These are just facts. These are not my feelings." Larson went on to advocate for inclusion writers in film contracts. While promoting Captain Marvel in an interview with InStyle, Larson said, quote, "The movie was the biggest and best opportunity I could have ever asked for. It was like my superpower. This could be my form of activism, doing a film that can play all over the world and be in more places than I can be physically," which the movie was hot garbage. That activism is indeed the inclusion writers she discussed at the Crystal Awards, which mandates racial quotas for actors and a production staff. Larson told the outlet, quote, "Inclusion has to be a choice. It's not happening naturally. You really have to fight for it. We can have inclusion, just pick the best person for the job." In April 2019, Larson appeared at Tina Brown's Women's in the World conference in New York when she commented on the hashtag MeToo movement. "I was so grateful for the strength and continue to be grateful for that strength because it has created this tidal wave of conversation that I don't feel like has stopped or will stop anytime soon." She added, quote, "It across industry changed things. It certainly changed my industry. We still, of course, have a long way to go, but it without a doubt is the reason why we have this historic shift, and it's because of the bravery of the men and women who came forward and spoke up about the abuse they were experiencing." For the record, men do not talk about their abuse in relationships. Johnny Depp was an exception, and he has the money to defend himself. He got all his roles taken away over allegations. He did win, but didn't get those. He didn't get those roles back. Whereas AH got to keep her job, even though she was found to be the abuser. GG Disney and DC. Sorry, not Disney, just DC. GG DC. She later indicated she would use any privilege she had to make the changes she wanted to see. "If I have any sort of privilege, I immediately want to spend it." You don't. Well, you have the privilege of being in Hollywood, but that's about it. Your career is pretty much dead for the most part. "Whatever that currency is, I'm spending it immediately. I'm not going to hold on to it and hope that I put it into some account and it makes more money. I want to spend it because we need to change now. And I'm really not afraid of falling on my face because I've done it my whole life. You've been falling on your face with your entire career for the most part. The only thing you were really good in was Scott Pilgrim versus the World. After that, not much. I think The Room was one of them. I'm just kind of like, bring it. As noted by the member of the media, Larson was also part of the Time's Up movement. She shared her support for the organization repeatedly on Twitter back in 2018. In one tweet, she wrote, "Together we can end harassment, discrimination, and abuse from the power imbalances we all face in the workplace." Pretty sure you don't face any of that. As reported by the New York Times, the organization's main goals were to create a legal defense fund to help less privileged women like janitors, nurses, and workers at farms, factories, restaurants, and hotels protect themselves from sexual misconduct and the fallout from reporting it. Passed legislation to penalize companies that tolerate persistent harassment and to discourage the use of non-disclosure agreements to silence victims. Reached gender parity at studios and talent agencies that has already begun making headway. And request that women walking the red carpet at the Golden Globes speak out and raise awareness by wearing black. That really probably didn't do anything. The organization clearly spawned out of the #MeToo movement, which also led to Amber Heard's accusations against Johnny Depp. In an article in the Washington Post where she claims she was a victim of abuse, she wrote, "I became a public figure representing abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. Friends and advisors told me I would never again work as an actress, that I would be blacklisted. You should be after you were found guilty of abusing one of the greatest actors of all time, Johnny Depp." At least in my opinion, he is. "A movie I was attached to recast my role. Good. I had just shot a 2-year campaign as the face of a global fashion brand and the company dropped me. Good. Questions arose as to whether I should be able to keep my role of Mara in the movies Justice League and Aquaman. You shouldn't. Because if Johnny Depp doesn't get to keep his roles, you don't get to keep your roles. And he should be able to keep his roles considering he didn't do anything wrong to you and was proven as such." Depp was sued Heard in a Fairfax County, Virginia court for defamation and that she acted with malice. Following the court's proceedings, the jury found that Heard defamed Depp and did so with malice by publishing them in the Washington Post. The jury initially awarded Depp $10 million for Heard's defamatory statements, and $5 million for publishing them. The jury also found that Depp's former lawyer, Adam Waldman, was guilty of defamation for a number of statements that he provided to the press about Heard and awarded her $2 million. She's pretty much broke at this point. Larson had no problems weighing in on the #MeToo movement before or expressing her feminist activism. It begs the question as to why she chose not to weigh in now and on this instance. Because she knows that she would look stupid. Because Amber Heard was the abuser. Amber Heard came out as the person who defamed Johnny Depp, made him lose his Pirates role, and Pirates of the Caribbean will never be good without Captain Jack Sparrow. Because Captain Jack Sparrow is Pirates. Johnny Depp is Captain Jack Sparrow. No one is going to play this role better. No one is going to play a role like that. And he will never not be the face of Pirates of the Caribbean. Because he is the one that made that franchise popular. No one's ever going to replace him playing that fantastic role that he played in Pirates of the Caribbean. And he played it fantastically in every single Pirates of the Caribbean film. It's one of my favorite franchises because of Johnny Depp's amazing acting as Captain Jack Sparrow. But of course, she's not going to speak out because she would look very, very stupid. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit that like button. Comment below what your feelings about all this are. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you get notifications anytime I post a new video. And I will see you all on the next one. Peace.